Charlie immediately turned around at the traffic light and drove to Thompson First Grade. Charlie parked the car in front of Thompson's villa, and when he got out of the car, his brows suddenly frowned. The fence gate of the villa was actually hidden, and there seemed to be noisy sounds inside. Seeing that Charlie was silent, Claire asked in confusion, "What's the matter?" Charlie said, "It doesn't seem to be right, I'll go in and have a look." After all, Charlie took the lead to walk a few steps quickly into the yard. As soon as he entered the yard, he found several bodyguards dressed in black, throwing some furniture out of the villa. Jacob exclaimed, "It's from the Wilson family." Charlie's complexion suddenly became gloomy. These people in the Wilson family were really lingering. They didn't trouble them yet, but they came to the door first. "Who allowed you to come in?" Charlie scolded coldly and rushed up quickly. When several bodyguards saw Charlie, their faces were panicked. At this time, Harold's Drake voice came from the main hall. "I let them in." Harold walked arrogantly with a crowbar in his left hand and thick gauze in his right hand. "Charlie, you rubbish, now you have been driven out of the Wilson family. Of course, this Thompson first-class villa must stay in the Wilson family. I am here to collect the villa keys today." Claire gritted her teeth and said, "You are too much. Forcing Charlie to surrender the villa is not a success, now you have to grab it?" Jacob also said angrily, "Harold, the villa belongs to my son-in-law. No one can take it away." Harold spit and cursed. "Draft, Claire, who do you think you are? You are now a bereaved dog driven out of the house. Are you qualified to talk to me?" As he said, Harold picked up the crowbar again, pointed at Jacob and continued to curse. "You have an old thing. Do you think you are still my uncle? Hurry up and get off, otherwise, I'll break your leg." Charlie was so angry that he said coldly, "Where is Uncle Libbo?" Harold stepped forward and laughed. "Isn't there an old master who guards the house in the villa? DMN, I got rid of him. I can't beat him anymore. Let him know from now on, who is the real owner of the villa." "You hit Libbo?" Charlie's eyes were cold. Although Libbo was from the previous White family, he let him be in charge of this villa and he will be his own in the future. Moreover, Uncle Libbo is honest and loyal and respectful to him. More importantly, he is more than 60 years old this year, and he is in his dying years. This Harold shouldn't even let go of an old master. It is really hateful. Harold sneered at this moment and said, "Why, a dog slave who doesn't recognize his master, doesn't beat him hard, how can he know who Master Wade is?" There is a saying that when hitting a dog depends on Master Wade. He must hit a dog now, yes. In order to let his master know who is the one who can't afford it. After all, Harold laughed arrogantly and his face was full of revenge pleasure. Charlie was already so angry that he punched him without hesitation. Boom! Harold couldn't dodge, and was hit by an iron fist on the bridge of his nose. He suddenly spurted from his nose and screamed in pain. "Why are you still stunned? Give me all. I want this waste to die." Harold stepped back frantically like a dog, and shouted at the bodyguards. The bodyguards took out long knives from their waists one after another, and rushed towards Charlie viciously. "Charlie, I know you can fight, but what if you can't fight again? I want to see if you have a hard skin or a hard knife." Seeing this, Claire and Jacob looked pale. Charlie can fight, but after all, he has a flesh and blood body. The opponent is the Wilson family bodyguard with a long knife. How could he win? Charlie didn't care. His face was cold, without the slightest change. "You want my life even with these stinky fish and shrimps?" After all, Charlie's speed was like a ghost, shuttled among the bodyguards of the Wilson family. Even if the bodyguards of the Wilson family held a long knife, they couldn't touch the corner of his clothes at all. And Charlie, like a butterfly wearing a flower, started to attack while evading. He just throws a fist casually. He can easily make a sound of breaking through the sky, full of momentum. Although the bodyguards were all retired special forces and they also had long swords, they were not opponents at all when facing Charlie. In the blink of an eye, everyone was knocked to the ground by Charlie. No one knows exactly how he did it, because they couldn't see Charlie's moves at all, and these bodyguards had already been knocked to the ground. Moreover, Charlie was very angry when he took the shot, so he didn't have any sympathy for these bodyguards, and directly attacked them. All of them had broken hands or feet, all lying in the yard screaming.